Welcome back to the Spooky Academy. I am blessed with having Amanda here again with me. Say hi, Amanda.
Hello.
Okay, Amanda. So today's a topic.
Yes.
Let's talk about what has happened to you in real life. And I mean hauntings, creepiness. Tell me your stories. Let's hear them.
Okay, I have... The first one that came to mind is this good one that has to do with creepy. It's not haunted, but it's real life creepy and like cold case file-y. Me and Shane were out with our friends, his old friend from high school and his girlfriend. We went to some park in Elgin. Highland Park, I think.
Okay.
And there's a spot behind the train tracks back there where, like, you know, teenagers would go and, like, party or whatever.
Yeah.
And this is when Shane was into metal detecting, so he wanted to go back there and see if, they got drunk, they lost shit, like, whatever. He wants to go see. So we go back there, and I just don't feel good about it. And I'm talking to Nessa, which is my friend who came with us. And I'm like, this doesn't feel... It just feels weird. Like, you're out in the woods, there should be people out here, and it's just kind of quiet. Like, I was just kind of like, and I'm always paranoid, so I was like, I just didn't like it.
Were you scared of the fact that it was dark and creepy out there, or it was because a lot of the homeless people in Elgin are on the train tracks and stuff, and you just never know?
Oh, it was in the middle of the day.
Oh, it was in the middle of the day. I thought this was at nighttime. Never mind.
No, I did. No, but, like, that's why it was even worse. Because, like, the park was full of people. And then, like, I know we went to the back in the woods, and obviously there wouldn't be a lot of people back there, but it, like, the whole mood just, like, shifted.
Okay.
Like, and me being me, I'm extra paranoid, so we're out there, and I'm just kind of, like, wary, and it's just weird, because, yeah, the homeless people, and plus it's Elgin, like, I don't trust Elgin to be
Elgin in general.
Yeah.
Elgin, Illinois, not Elgin, Texas.
Yes. But, so I kind of convinced everybody, I'm like, let's just leave, like, we're not finding anything, like, let's leave. So we weren't out there for long at all. We hiked through a little trail to get back to the tracks, so we can just walk on the tracks instead of the trail. And it's the two boys in front, and then it's my friend, and then it's me in the back. And we're just walking along, and I'm being me, I'm looking around constantly, because I'm just like, it's just creepy, it's weird.
Right.
I look behind us, and there's a guy following us in the tracks.
Stop.
I'm not even kidding. Like, he was there on the tracks following us, and I freaked out, and I was like, guys, there's someone behind us, we need to go. And so we look back, and he's not fucking there anymore.
No. Stop.
Like, he went into the woods somewhere, and he must have dipped quickly, because, like, like, the woods were right next to the tracks, but the tracks go down a little bit, so you have to walk down the tracks to, like,
I'm sure you would hear him.
To get to the woods. Yeah. But he was back far enough that, like, we couldn't hear his steps. Like, he wasn't, like, 20 feet back. He was, like...
Okay.
He was a distance, at least. But he was close enough that I could see that he was a bigger guy.
Was it a real guy?
Yeah, he was a real fucking person, which is why it scared me even more. Like, we weren't any haunted woods or anything. It was a legitimate person. And he was just behind us. And I hated it. And nobody else saw him, because as soon as I saw him and then turned back around to tell them and we looked back, he wasn't fucking there.
He left.
Yeah, because he knew I saw him.
So creepy.
I hate thinking about that, because that just starts, like, so many cold case files do. Like, you're out in the woods, there's, like, nobody out there, you think there's nobody out there, and then shit like that just happens. Like, how do we know there wasn't more of them out there?
Yeah.
And there was just the one guy scouting us out, and then there was
They're
more
all
on
watching
each
you
side or
from
something.
The woods.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I honestly hate thinking about that, because it just creeps me out so much. Like, I already don't like people, and, like, my friends know that, and everything, like, you know that. Like,
yeah.
I don't like people, and then having that happen to me in, like, real life, it freaks me out so much. It makes me not want to go out to places. And Shane's all about people. He's like, not everyone's bad. I'm like, yeah, but that fucking happened. Like, he could have been there with friends. He could have done anything to us. Like, what if none of us turned around?
Right.
And, like, none of us
snuck
saw
up
him?
on you.
Exactly. Like, that's one of the times I can prove to you that my paranoia, like, paid off, because I saw him, and nobody else did, because none of you guys were looking around our environment. You just were looking forward to keep going. Like, so many what-ifs for that situation.
Oh, that's so creepy.
I hate that. It creeped me out so much. I was so happy to get out of those fucking woods and be back, like, in the park with real people.
Yeah.
Like, And it was in the middle of the day. Which is what I hate even more.
That's even creepier.
Exactly.
Like, at night you expect it, but during the day you don't.
Exactly. And it was during the day, it was on the weekend, there was literally, the park was full of people. And it's like, it didn't matter, that still happened. And it wasn't a kid, like, he was older than us, you could tell.
Like a grown man.
Yeah, like, it wasn't okay. It was not okay.
Ugh.
sad.
You look like you're freaking out now.
I don't like it.
You're just...
I get so much anxiety thinking about it, and I just don't want to go out there because I'm just like, people scare the crap out of me.
They are scary.
Dude, I can deal with ghosts and whatever the hell else, but people, like, don't get away from me. Just get away. Get
so
far
do
away.
you have a ghost story that has happened to you? Something you've experienced, maybe heard or felt or thought? Or
There's my house.
Where you're at now?
Yeah, my farmhouse. I don't think you've ever been there. We don't live in the house now.
Right, you're just in the trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For your listeners, I do live in a trailer now instead of the house because we're trying to do tiny house thing, and it's actually really fun. Anyway, back to the house.
And it's like an RV type of trailer, not... Well, I don't know. I think it looks pretty on the inside. I haven't seen it in person, but in pictures. You guys did a lot of work, so... It's nice. Don't feel bad for her. She's good.
Thanks. But, the farmhouse is really old. Like, part of it's more than 100 years old. I'm pretty sure it's been in the family this entire time, so I don't really know the exact history for it, but I've never... I don't know, that house has always been very creepy. Like, when I was little and they were adding things onto it, because now it has more additions, obviously, because before it was just a very simple farmhouse.
Right.
Like, it was a farmhouse, so it was bigger, but now it just has more.
Yeah.
But when I was little, I remember one time happening, I was playing outside, like, playing T-set, like, on a box, because I was a kid.
Yeah.
And I'm just out there, and the adults are all inside, and I'm just like, la la la, like, talking to the wind, or what the hell ever. And then, like, it answered me, though. Like, I heard someone say Amanda, and, like, I know it sounds really dumb, but, like, it scared the crap out of me as a kid. Because, like, you know, when you're a kid, you talk to yourself, you talk to the air, whatever, but, like... Something actually said my name, and it freaked me out, and I just went quiet. Like, I stopped talking out loud. I stopped.
Are you positive someone wasn't in the house calling you down, or someone calling you from outside?
Well, because I waited to hear, like, because if they were calling for me, they would have, like, said it again or something, or came out, and, like, nobody did. And nobody said my name again. And it came from, like, around the house, and, like, I just stopped talking because I just didn't want to acknowledge that it was there, so I just blatantly ignored it and, like, pretended I didn't hear anything, but I did stop talking. I was just kind of, like, done.
Well, I believe, you know, they always say the children and their innocent minds and more open to things and not tainted yet see and hear things that the normal average adult does not.
Yeah, poor kiddos.
So, poor you. You seen something that, or heard something that creeped you out, and who knows what it was.
It was so clear, too. And, like, I remember it really vividly, because I remember just being goofy and, like, talking to myself or pretending I was hearing things, and then I heard that, though, and I was, like...
Yeah.
Like, I stopped. Like, and I was like, that's not okay. Like, I don't know what just said my name, but it wasn't me, and it wasn't me pretending. Like, I heard it, and it's not okay. Like...
This is not okay. This is not normal.
Yeah.
Did the hair in the back of your neck stand up and stuff?
Oh, yeah. Like, it was just a really quick switch from me just having fun with my fake little tea party to all of a sudden being really scared really fast.
Yeah.
Like, it was really instinctual. It's really weird. Like I said, I can picture it really vividly, and, like, the switch for me just having my goofy little tea party, like, on a fucking cardboard box.
Yeah.
Went from being fun to me being like, I need to look down and ignore this and pretend I didn't hear anything. Like, I don't know. It was really weird. Like, such an instinctive switch to just be like, I'm terrified.
Oh, yeah, of course.
It was so weird.
I would be scared.
Well, growing up in the house was hard, kind of. It was always the upstairs part of the house.
That was more creepy?
Yeah, and that's where I lived.
Oh, naturally. Because that's where you live when you're...
Yeah. I don't know why, if it was just because of me or if I was sensitive, but I always felt like something was watching me, and I hated it. And, like, the dark part of the house was always, like... advanced darkness. Like that SpongeBob episode where he's down in the dark and he's like, this isn't your average darkness, this is advanced darkness. That's what it felt like.
Yeah.
Even though you could look in it and you're like, this is normal, like, it just was creepy and extra, and you're just like, what the hell is this? Like, I don't understand. Like, I would run from the bathroom in my bedroom because I just didn't like I hated that feeling of just, like, something is legit just chilling in that shadow, like, staring at me, and I was like, I need to just not... But I always made myself look.
Did you?
I did, because I was like, if they know I'm scared, then, like, it's gonna get worse.
Or is it one of these, like...
No, dude, like, I made myself, and I would be like... Okay, so, quick description.
Okay.
Hallway upstairs, bathroom's at the one end. On the other end is a window.
Okay.
That leads out to the roof. And it's, like, your basic 2 pane window, I guess.
Okay.
Call it. Yeah. And when the light's on in the hallway, it reflects, so you can't see out of it. And so when you're walking down it, all you see is yourself, like, as a mirror.
Yeah.
And so every time you'd be walking down there, you'd have to, like, stare at yourself. And every time you'd be walking down there, you felt like something was watching you. So I always made myself look behind me or look directly in the window to make sure nothing was actually there.
So you never seen anything, you just heard it and felt it?
Yeah.
Did you ever, in that, like, that reflection that where you could kind of, did you ever see anything, or?
Luckily, no. The only things I ever claimed to have seen were,
there,
like, side glances. And, like,
like, out of the corner of your eye?
Yeah, like, it was always the same. Like,
I love shadow people.
I don't.
I've never experienced them, but I do love seeing videos.
Like them. They're so scary and unnecessary.
They are so unnecessary.
Like,
Please stop. So dramatic. Shadow people, stop it now if you're listening.
No. But, like, I always made myself look in the, like, window because I didn't want them to think I was scared. That's my whole idea.
Right, because, like, they mess with you more when you're scared.
Off of it. So I was like, screw that. I'm gonna have it so that they don't, like, realize. You know, they just don't get it. Like, whatever.
Like, you're the boss.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was trying to do, and inside I'm, like, crying and hoping there's nothing there.
You're like, I'm a strong bitch.
That's literally what I was trying to tell myself. I was like, just look in the mirror. Look in the fucking thing. Look at it. Like, come on. So, never saw anything directly, but a lot of terrible feelings. Oh, my mom left for London, as you know.
Okay. Whose house is this, on your mom's side or your dad's side?
Mother's.
Okay.
Mother's side. So that was going on for as long as I've been there. Upstairs is always creepy. Whenever it gets dark, dark. You always feel like you're being watched.
Okay.
Like, it just kind of never left. And it was always kind of a very just, like, I don't want to say threatening, but you just felt super uncomfortable. Kind of like you just had something over your shoulder the entire time that was just, like, directly against you, you know?
So is it in the house or on the property too? Like, do you feel that in the trailer?
Nah, just in the house.
Just in the house.
Yeah. So, a new thing that had happened was when my mother moved to London.
Uh-huh.
And I had taken over her old master bedroom, because obviously it's a master bedroom, like, why not?
Right,
Bathroom's
like,
attached.
Dibs.
Yes. But this was new. This was my first time living in the house alone. Like, Mom had been out before, and she'd sleep over at parents, like, or friends.
But this is just you now, solo.
Yeah. And, like, it was finalized. Like, things were moved out, everything new. And, like, you could... Like, I give things, like, inanimate objects, like...
Life.
Yeah, like, you can tell though when certain things are kind of like that, and, like, the farmhouse is, like, I've talked to it my whole life, it's just kind of been there. I could fucking tell it knew. I'm sleeping in her old bedroom, and I have the lights on outside of it because I was freaked out. That house gets fucking dark, and you're out in the middle of the fucking farmlands. Like, it's not fun all the time like people think it is. There's no lights
out there.
And it's quiet because you're in the farm.
Right.
Which is nice, but at the same time, like, sometimes it gets too quiet, and you're like, oh my god.
Eerily quiet.
First night, I'm falling asleep. I'm trying to fall asleep. The bathroom is down a small hallway in that fucking bedroom. And where the bed was at the time, you looked directly down it.
Oh, no.
And it was just dark.
Oh, did you not move that bed?
I couldn't. Like, I didn't think about it until I went to bed. Because that was my first time ever sleeping in there how it was. And I just, like, I tried so hard to go to sleep, and I couldn't. And you know what? You know what happened when I fell asleep? I had nightmares. Naturally. And it was a reoccurring nightmare, because it happened the entire first week she was gone.
The same nightmare? Or, like, is it the exact same thing happening?
It was the same thing with little tweaks. So I can't say the exact because things did change, but it was the same basis, same thing, and, like, the same spot with tweaks. So it wasn't exactly, but yes.
When I was little, I used to have a nightmare, and I don't know what would trigger it, and it would be the same nightmare, but I would have the nightmare, and then I would wake up, and maybe, like, the next day or weeks later or a month later, I would go to sleep, and pick off from where I left off.
Oh, no.
It was the worst because I was like, I know what's happening. I know this is a nightmare and I can't get out of it.
No.
And I know what happened previously and now I need to finish this story.
Yeah. It's like reverse lucid dreaming because you know you're dreaming but you can't do anything.
Horrifying. It was the most horrifying dream I've ever had in my life. And I can remember it so vividly and I can picture it and I haven't had it again since I was little, and I hope now talking about it
makes me nervous bringing, like, dreams up like that, because then it just, like, comes back. But yeah, that first week was not okay with me.
Pretty brutal.
I had to sleep with so many lights on. I felt so stupid. Like,
you didn't decide to, like, just sleep at someone's house or have someone come over and sleep with you?
No, I think at the time I was dating an ex, and he was just kind of a real douche.
Okay.
And he was all about, like, I don't want to come over, and I was like, fine, like, I don't want you fucking over anyway, like, whatever.
Which would be weird, because if, like, my girlfriend, or my if I had a boyfriend who just got his house to himself, and mom moved away to a different country, and now he lives alone in his house, hey, I'm coming right over.
Right? Like, but I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's because that hadn't happened in such a long time. Like, I haven't had anything creepy like that happen in such a long time. Yeah. So I was not expecting it, and it was just way worse than I had ever planned it to be.
So before the trailer, were you and Shane in the house?
Yeah, for a little bit.
Did he ever feel anything like that? Or did you feel anything like that when he was with you, now that you weren't alone?
I never went upstairs.
Okay.
That was the thing. Like, downstairs was different when you had people living in the house. Like, It was scary for me, I think, because I was the only thing in there. And it, like, swear to God, I could probably tell I was more sensitive or something. And that's why I had nightmares. Because Mom's lived in there for a long time. And she, she was just okay. Like, she was whatever. She never complained of stuff like that. But downstairs was different when you had people in the house. I just didn't go upstairs then. Yeah. So when me and Shane lived there, it was different. I still got kind of creeped out if I woke up in the middle of the night and we're just surrounded by the darkness. But I would, like, just, look at him and make myself go back to sleep because I was, like, I'm not alone. Like, it's okay,
Yeah.
But otherwise, like, I just kind of avoid going upstairs.
Okay.
Especially at night. Like, during the day, it's still kind of creepy because it's just quiet. It's so quiet. It's weird.
Okay. So nothing, though, in the trailer, like, nothing? That's good.
Yeah. I was honestly a little nervous about that.
Yeah.
You, like, bringing it home. I don't know why. Like, it never occurred to me before to be nervous about that until we brought it home, and I was just like, what if I'm still freaked out about being in this? And it's so much smaller. I was like, that's gonna suck.
The thing likes the trailer inside of the house and moves in.
God, right? It's like, wow, I'm way closer to you guys in here.
He's like, oh, thanks, Amanda. This is great.
Right?
Or she. He or she.
It. I don't know.
It. It.
They, them.
Whoever.
Whatever.
Yeah, I had a spook session in this house. This is a newer house. My parents built this house. It's a brand new house. We were the first ones to live in it. But I had just had my daughter, and I was sitting on the couch upstairs, and you know how the living room is. You know where the basement door is. You know where the kitchen is. I was sitting on the couch. The way we had the couch was it was facing towards this wall this way, so our back was towards the kitchen and the dining area. And all of a sudden, my dog, Isabel, was up in her room napping, and my dog was sitting next to me on the couch as we were watching TV, and all of a sudden the hair, and I saw it on the back of her neck, stood straight up. And then I felt my hair on the back of the neck stand straight up. And I was like, what's going on? And the whole air changed. It dropped. It got heavy. And all of a sudden, I heard it. And you could hear from downstairs every step up the stairs running. And you could hear vividly. And I mean, you could hear every step. And me and my dog stopped watching the TV, and both of us at the same time are watching from the basement door. We heard these footsteps, and we were following it through the kitchen, through the dining room, and out the back door. And both of us are just following the noise of the footsteps. And I looked at her, and she looked at me, and I ran upstairs. I grabbed Isabel, and my old neighbors from next door pounding on their door. Please, can I hang out here till my mom gets home from work? I cannot go back into that house.
Oof.
Oh, I can hear it still in my mind. Every footstep running up the stairs, through the kitchen, through the living room, and even my dog heard it. And she followed the noise too. She followed the running, which freaked me even more out because it's not just my mind.
Right.
She hears it.
You had the confirmation of another, like, living thing.
And it's an animal, and we all know that animals tell the truth. They know what's happening.
Yes.
And she heard it. I was like, I'm out. Gotta go. Grabbed my baby and ran out the door.
At least it left.
Oh.
Like, I walked out the house. Made it very apparent it was leaving.
For real,
but
though.
it left.
What freaked me out, though, is that this is a brand new house. We're the first ones to live in it.
That's so weird.
So it's either the ground. I don't know if it's tainted with something. We got some poltergeist, like, underground graves. I don't know. But it is that was my one thing in here.
That's so weird. Maybe it was just passing through.
Maybe.
Like, what if it legit just thought you were someone else and realized it was at the wrong house?
Like, oh shit, where the hell am I?
I recently, like, read somewhere that sometimes that happens with certain spirits. Like, if you move into a haunted house, they'll think that you're, like, the previous occupants sometimes, which is why they'll be haunting you, because they think that you're the person that they want to haunt, and they don't realize that you're not.
I thought you were going to say they thought that maybe you are the ghost, that you're haunting them.
Oh, there's that. There was a movie about that, The Others, I think. Yeah.
Oh my god, I forgot about that with Nicole Kidman and her 2 kids.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Oh, I forgot about that. That was a good one.
Yeah.
That was
That's a fun one. That's like a good twist on. Yeah.
They were dead this whole time.
I see dead people. Oh. You are dead people, honey.
No, sweetie, you are the dead. Oh, no, you know what? I did have another scare also. I remember because, children, and they have...
Of course.
What are those things called? The baby monitors.
Yes.
Naturally, again. I used to... There 2 houses down, there used to be another couple who had... Sorry if you hear munching in the background. My dog's just eating her dinner, and she chews with her mouth open.
The little sausage dog.
And if you hear my bird chirping away in the background also. There was a house 2 houses down, and they had young kids around Isabel's age, so they used baby monitors as well. And sometimes I could hear them through my baby monitor. I could hear them fighting. I could hear them talking, because I believe we were really close, and they had the same baby monitor as me.
Oh, okay.
And I had a pretty basic baby monitor. It wasn't something fancy. It was... So I'm pretty sure it caught on to my baby monitor. I'm sure there's times they heard us. But I will never forget. It was something creepy, and I believe this was after the footsteps. I can't remember, but I'm pretty sure it was after. And Isabel's up napping in her room, and I hear talking, and I think it's the neighbors, right? No. I know their voices. I know their voices.
What did this voice sound like?
It was a woman, and she sounded very upset.
Oh.
And I couldn't make out what she was saying, so I'm not going to say I could hear a full conversation she was talking to me. But it was mumbling. And then I heard laughing. I was done. I ran up there, I grabbed her, and left. Again, pounding on my neighbor's door. Let me in. Can I hang out until my mom gets home?
Hi, guys.
They probably thought I was some nut job, and...
Baby monitors are scary, because they pick up on stuff. Like,
at least the old school ones that use like radio.
Well, now the ones have video, and like they'll pick up on stuff too now because it's video.
Oh,
so it's
they?
Like nobody is safe.
No, nobody.
And plus, I feel like kids and pets, for whatever reason, just have that more little open door to the other side.
I'm telling you, it's because they're innocent. They have an open mind. Like dogs. Dogs love you. They love you unconditionally.
I personally feel like kids are susceptible because they don't know who they are yet. And
don't know who themselves as people are, or who...
Like, they don't have their personality developed yet, so they don't know who they personally are yet. They don't have their traits developed, like... They're fresh. They're almost like a blank piece of paper. They're very close to it. They have their personality in there. It just needs to grow and flourish into who they are.
Yeah.
But because it's not there yet, they're almost like open realty. which is a really terrible example, but, like, kids get possessed real easily. They get talked to very easily. Like, I honestly think it's because of that, because they don't have a full, like, they don't know who they are yet. And so because of that, it makes them more susceptible to being picked on by spirits, because they want that. They want to mess with, like, that. They just want that opening.
Yeah.
And it's easier to pry kids open like that.
I know my grandma passed away here in this house. She passed away in the dining room up here in the front. That way. Oh, actually, here. This is the dining room here. Because this is the front door right here. Here's the front room with the couches. So this is, my grandma died up in this room right here. And, natural death. Nothing horrible, energy leaving type of death. But, she used to sleep in my old room upstairs on the second floor. And we used to have a bunch of, like, her pictures still hung up on the wall. And then I think just her energy of her being in that room so long. Not that we kept her in the room. That's just where she slept. I have to throw that out there. Isabel at first would not go in that room. Wouldn't sleep in there. She scares me. She's scary. I see someone's talking to me, and me and my mom are 90% sure it might have been my grandma.
Oh. Yeah.
Because Isabel and she doesn't remember my grandma, because Isabel was turning 4 when my grandma passed away, so she doesn't have a memory of her anymore. But she was always with my grandma, always helping her, always helping her with her blood pressure and checking this and checking that. So I feel like if my grandma's spirit stayed past, that would be the person she would go to, because Isabel was so close to her. And then, of course, her fresh mind and being able to see things,
to process it more.
So Isabel was terrified of that room. So I don't know how my grandma looked, if it was my grandma, if it was the ghost that ran through the house. But Isabel has mentioned she hasn't anymore, because now that's her room again. She sleeps in there. She's fine. Side story, though, I was a bad mom, and I did make Isabel sleep in her room, and I bought her a radio, and I think I've told you this story before, but I bought her a radio to help her with the noise and sleeping easier by herself, trying to get her to sleep by herself. And oh my god, so I would play the radio. I'd play B96, because that's Isabel likes that music, the new up and coming music, whatever. She would cry. It's so scary in my room. These voices, they're scaring me. It's kids singing, they're talking, and I'm like, stop it, you just want to sleep in my bed, stop, shut up, like, stop being a baby, you're fine, get in your room, go to sleep. And she would cry, no, there's kids singing in my room, it's scary. I'm like, what are you talking about, kids singing? There's nobody singing in your room. Well, one time I went to go put her to bed, and I turned the radio on while we were getting ready for bed. I was trying to get her to sleep in her own bed during October, and there were haunted house commercials on the radio when the music wasn't playing, and that's what my poor child was hearing. No. And here I'm telling her, no, there's no kids screaming, and 13th floor had little girls singing 13th floor. And this is what my poor child was. The commercials, the haunted house commercials. And I was like, oh,
dude, those freak me out when I wake up and I hear them playing. I'm like, what the hell's going on?
My poor kid. She's begging me, like, please don't make me go in there. And I'm like, you're fine.
You're just trying to make her strong. It's okay.
There's no kids singing. And then I'm like, oh, oops. Sorry. And she's just standing there like, I told you.
Like, I didn't know. I'm so sorry. You should have been more specific.
You should have said on the radio, not
just singing
in the air.
I hate those commercials.
So that was my bad.
Whoops. That's okay.
That's my bad mom moment. I mean, I have plenty more, but that one's my favorite.
That's my favorite.
Because, whoopsie.
We don't have a kid yet, so I don't have any good kid fuck-up stories yet. I do have our kid's name, though.
Okay.
Yeah. Because we're going to have a boy, because I don't want a girl.
It's going to be a boy regardless.
It's going to be a boy.
I will do anything to have that boy.
You're gonna hate me when I tell you his name.
I probably am. What is it?
So his first name is gonna be Jack.
Okay.
Named after Jack Napier, which is one of Joker's most common aliases, because I am fucking obsessed with him.
Okay.
His middle name is gonna be Ragnarok, and then McCoy.
No, you're not doing that to that child.
Yeah.
No, you're not.
Jack Ragnarok McCoy.
And what did Shane say about this?
He said, fuck yes.
Oh my god!
Yeah, you weren't expecting that, right?
I hate you both.
He is so down for that.
The child. Oh my god.
He's gonna have a strong name.
You know, it's funny. The place, Andrew's friend that he went to go get his suit tried on for the wedding, his name is Jack.
I'm gonna slap him.
But that's not his middle name, I'll tell you that right now.
Well, his middle name, our son's middle name is gonna be Ragnarok, and people are gonna be like, what the hell is that?
People are gonna be like, fucking really?
I know, he's gonna hate us when he turns into a teenager, but
In
when
high
he's little,
school,
he's gonna love
hate
it.
you guys so much.
Or he's gonna grow up to be super cool.
Because those movies are gonna be like oldies movies by the time you have a child and it's in high school.
Okay, I hate that you just said that, so we're gonna pass it.
Good.
Haunted stuff.
Oh, haunted stuff.
Oh, there's also a giant hole in my basement.
Oh, that's not creepy at all.
Our basement at the farmhouse is, it's not attached on the inside, like how we're in your basement right now, and it's on the inside, you know?
Okay. Oh, is it one of those, like, Twister type of basements? Where it's out in the
Yes.
middle of the randomness?
It's not out in the middle in the randomness. It's at least attached to the house, but I think it's a newer addition. And it would be one of the ones where you pull up the doors, but I think they made it like an actual door, not like the pull open from the ground ones. Like they give it like the actual door to walk down into, you know?
Yes, now I realize that I'm not a dumbass and I know what you're talking
I
about
don't know
now.
how to describe
No,
stuff, so.
I know. No, I'm thinking of like Twister when they ran across the yard into that
Oh,
door.
no,
Okay,
yeah.
no, but now I know what you're...
Yeah.
Ugh.
It is a cellar, but it's attached to the house. But you
Gotcha.
have to go outside to get to it. So if
Yes.
there's a tornado, you're kind of... You don't get blown away. For whatever reason, though, I think there's a reason for it, but I honestly don't remember what it is. There's just a massive hole in the wall. And it goes under the house. Like, it's a normal finished basement with just regular concrete walls. It's creepy because
Like
it's
this?
just... Yeah. It's creepy because it's not a regular basement like this for, like, a newer house. It's the farmhouse, so it's old and just kind of,
Yeah.
And then you look to your left when you get down there after getting through the really old, gross, scary barn door, and it's just a massive fucking hole that goes 20 feet under the house in whatever that direction is.
Have you been in there?
When I was little,
Ugh.
I don't remember where the
getting
end is,
chills.
though. Because we didn't, like, you know, you go there with, like, your friends, and they're all like, I want to go in there! So, like, the three of you go in there, and then someone screams, so you all scream, and then you run out, even though nothing happens.
I know what you mean, yeah.
Yeah. So, but I've never gone in ever since. Like, I just don't want to. Like, it's
So I'm going to
just
just say
appealing.
that lots of scary movies start with holes in their
Yeah.
walls. Like Ring, I think that the well was in the middle of the basement.
Okay, I hate that movie.
Its little lair was in the basement of a fucking house.
Yeah. Her parents were crazy, though.
Samara's?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And countless other movies, which the bad thing comes from. Amityville. That's where, what's his name, heard the ghost speak to him.
Amityville.
Oh
no, another
from the
farmhouse.
basement. Yeah. So, have you ever sat there with a recorder to talk?
One time in high school when Shane got, like, all into ghosts for whatever reason, like, he just got really into it out of nowhere and, like, hit me up to ask to come to my house to, like, mess around with the goofy-ass apps on your phone.
Okay.
And me and my mom would do it, too, and we would get stuff, but we could never, like, it's an app. Like, you can't tell if it's being legit or not, but we would get things. And that was weird. So we just kind of stopped because we didn't want to hear what they had to say.
My stomach is nauseous, but I really want to go to your farmhouse and take a recorder, like an actual recorder, like a tape recorder, not phones, so it's not tainted or messed with, and sit there.
I feel like the house is mad at us that we, like, moved out and there's nothing in there. Like, you go inside and
Or it's just glaring at you from the window upstairs.
That's what I feel like, too.
Just tapping its foot with its hands on its hips.
Yes. It's got the... You know how the Amityville horror house has, like, a face because of the windows?
Yes.
It's like one of those houses.
My stomach's so nauseous.
It's got the 2 windows on the top that look like the eyes.
No.
And, like, they're just black as hell, so you can't see what the fuck's up there, but you feel like it's literally just staring at you and knows that you're not living in it anymore, but you're on the property, but it, like, can't get to you. It's just... It's weird. I don't know. And it's literally just the house. I've always enjoyed the property. Like, I've loved being outside of it. Yeah. I always played outside in the trees and whatever. The only time it was creepy was that one time when I was a kid and I heard something call my name. Mm-hmm. I think because I straight up ignored it and pretended like it never happened again, except for being inside the house. But outside of it was fine.
I'm going in the house.
Okay.
That'll be my first haunted thing. Well, Andrew has a GoPro. We'll bring it.
Oh, God.
Tape it to his
we'll keep
forehead.
All the lights off. Oof, ew.
Oh my God.
I'm already not excited about going in there with the lights off. You can go in there and the lights will be on and it's honestly okay, like you feel better, but like I hate it when the lights are all off and I'm just kind of like,
see, I want to do, I wish there was an unbiased way to do it. Like, obviously you turn off the lights, you get that creepy feeling, you're automatically in scared mode, so then your mind starts messing with you, you hear things, you see things. I wish there was a way to go in there where you don't make those feelings and your mind doesn't mess with you, but I don't think there's any way of doing it.
It's all just mind power. You just gotta go in and, like, do deep breaths and be like, whatever, it's just me. But then that's kind of, it's weird because it goes both ways. Like, you being scared, I feel like, draws it out, and then you being like, it's just me also, like, makes it not so apparent. You know what I mean? Like, you believe in something and it's there, it gives it life. But if you're saying, oh, it's not real, it's not there,
right,
it can either give it life or it can just kill it.
Right.
You know, it's so weird.
I'm gonna tell Andrew. He'll be so down for it. Why didn't you mention this when we were coming up for ideas for this podcast? That you have... I know you had the farmhouse, but yep. I didn't know it was scary in there.
Because I feel like people don't believe me, so I just don't talk about it.
You.
Thank you.
I believe you.
Like, I literally don't talk about... People, like, have that same reaction you just had, though, where they're like, why don't you ever mention it? And I'm just like, I don't know. Like, I just don't... I don't know. I don't feel like it's a thing I should mention.
No, that's a thing you should mention. Well, with weird people, not weird people.
Well, now everybody knows that my house hates me.
All 4 of our listeners.
All 4. It's a good number. We'll have 5 soon.
We'll have 5. So I believe I have told you that I have gone to Winchester House.
Yes.
The Winchester Mystery House in San Jose, California. Beautiful house. Humongous house.
Extremely beautiful.
Extremely beautiful. Lots of cool things inside. Lots of old things. Lots of things that are still original. Lots of things they've had to add, like furniture and stuff, because all of that furniture was auctioned off. I did have a moment there where I went in. I wasn't even scared. I wasn't, I went in. I don't know if I went in more for the history or what, but, and it was right after that Winchester movie came out, so I know what the house looks like on the inside. I've seen plenty of documentaries, all these ghost hunters that have gone to Winchester House, pictures, you name it. One of my favorite houses in the world. And we were on the tour, and we were in line. We were going upstairs, and in the upstairs, it's like a curve. So there you go up, there's a landing, and then you keep going up. So I was last in line because ever since they made the Winchester movie, you are not allowed to take photographs in there. You can't videotape because of copyright laws and stuff now. Which sucks, but I did snap a few pictures maybe. And when I was doing that, I waited for the tour guide to go up the landing, up the second set of stairs, so that I was out of view. And I had my Michael Kors purse, my little crossbody, and I had it flipped behind me, so it was kind of more on my back, like top butt area. I don't know what this is called. Your top butt. My top butt.
Your lower back.
And or lower back, I guess that's another term for it. And I felt a tug. And I thought, because it has a lot of moldings, the staircases, lots of things sticking out. I could have got caught. I was not worried about it at all. I kept doing what I was doing that I will not mention again. And then came the big tug where it actually pulled me. Oh. Like, it was like a jerk like this, not just I felt a tug, and I looked behind, make sure my purse wasn't caught, keep going. No, it actually tugged me back.
Yeah.
And I felt something pull my purse, and I was the last one in line, and that was it. I was done. I grabbed my cousin. I said, nope, you're last now. I'm not last anymore. And...
You pissed off one of the ghosts.
I probably did. They're like, bitch, copyright.
Copyright?
We're copyrighted in here.
You don't have permission to do this, do you?
Hey, they know all.
Side note, that kind of sucks that they did that, but whatever.
Yeah, that was my experience at Winchester House. The only thing that I ever experienced in there. I did not hear voices. I did not see anything. I wish I would have. Because if that was the place, that's where I wanted.
Right. It's so hard for those kind of things. Like, that's so cool that you got that experience.
We also went to Alcatraz.
Really?
And to me, that did not feel haunted. Alcatraz just felt... a very heavy feeling, a sad feeling.
Oh,
obviously, that was not a good place. It wasn't a happy place or a fun place.
Right.
Didn't feel haunted, didn't feel scary at all. So even with all the bad things that happened in Alcatraz, I didn't feel anything watching me. I didn't feel anything spooky about it. Just the moral was sad, but it was really cool. It is falling apart. We did see Al Capone's jail cell, not up close because it was on the second floor and they don't let you go up anymore because people don't know how to keep their hands to themselves. But other than Winchester House and me being pulled by my purse, I didn't feel anybody watching me there.
No.
No, I did not get a creepy vibe at all because I tell you, I was fine up until that moment, and that must have been like halfway in the tour.
Right.
So... Any other haunted places I've been to? I think those are the only two cool places I've ever been to in my life.
I've been to the Stanley Hotel in Colorado.
That's right. And okay, let's talk about it. Anything creepy? Did you feel anything? Or is it just really cool because of the movie?
Okay, well, one, it is beautiful.
Yeah.
It is so beautiful. Like, it's up in the mountains. It's very picturesque. It's literally, like, nestled in the mountains. It's got the cute little town, like... down the ways, and like from the town you can see the hotel.
Can you really?
Yeah, like it's really picturesque. Like it was ridiculous how photogenic the entire town was. And it's just surrounded by the mountains and all the trees.
Yeah.
And the hotel itself is big and beautiful.
Yeah.
We were doing a tour actually, like a ghost tour thing. And on the tour there was a lady who had like little readers and stuff with her.
Okay.
Yeah. And I was more of a kid when this happened. I think, like, just going into high school, maybe. So I was...
When you visited, or when...
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, when I went to go visit. So my memories aren't, like, perfectly clear, because... I don't know, I was dumb in high school, almost.
Right, you don't pay attention to anything cool.
Pretty much.
You don't appreciate it.
Yeah, like, I was interested in the ghosts and stuff,
right.
But since I had, like, that whatever attitude, I was kind of just, like... haha, you know, like...
Yeah, the natural teenage girl.
Yeah, but she did, actually let me help her out with her readings and like her tools that would read different temperatures or read different, like if the atmosphere changed or the energies changed in certain areas, like EMP readers and stuff like that.
There you go. I was like, I don't know the phrases.
That's what it is.
I was like, what are these words that these people use?
So she told us, our tour guide told us about the room, that they don't rent out any longer to people because...
It was that room, right? The 237?
Yes.
Or, yeah.
I believe it was 237. Honestly, I can, like, picture the door and where it is in the hotel, but I can't picture the numbers.
Right.
I can tell you how to get there if we're in the hotel, but I can't picture the number.
Yeah.
But she told us about that. We got to see the outside of it because they literally just closed it off. Like, they don't clean it anymore.
Really?
I think they clean it, like, once a month, maybe,
okay.
She said, to just keep the dust out of it and keep it nice. But, like, they just don't rent it out, so they don't have a reason to clean it weekly.
Right.
Unless I'm wrong. I don't know. If you guys fact check me and I'm wrong, my bad, whatever.
It'll probably be Andrew fact checking you.
God, Andrew.
God damn it, Andrew.
Do they clean it once a week or once a month?
Amanda was wrong.
They told us about the vortex that's there, where the energy shifts really crazily.
Okay.
Told us about how there's little kids running around and like how a doctor
twins?
like went there. Something goofy like that. Like I don't think it was twins like the movie, like The Shining, but they're kids there, whatever. I remember a really embarrassing moment for me. I realized later when I had grown up and was like, wow, maybe I should learn what personal space is.
Yeah.
Our tour guide was like, I've actually been pulled on by my skirt by these children. And, like, my dumbass, being a kid, was like, I'm gonna go right up to your skirt while you're talking to everybody and see if I get reading.
Oh, God.
I know. I thought about it years later, and I was like, why would
What,
I
you actually did it?
that? Yeah.
Oh, God.
I know. I was a very cringy child.
Yeah.
I'm still pretty bad, but not as bad, at least. But, oh, my God. Looking back on that, I was like, why did anybody let me do that? That poor lady.
That poor lady. Like, get your damn kid away from me.
Right? That vortex, though, that, we had to stop halfway through, and before we got to the second floor, I was looking at the vortex area she was talking about.
Oh, okay.
That one was really interesting, because I had a little EMP, and I would be standing outside of the areas, and it was very low readings, maybe picking up on a couple of electronics in the building, like, very low, and then I'd swing on over slowly to that vortex area, and all of a sudden it would just pop up.
Interesting.
And, like, she said they don't really have explanations. Obviously, people have gone there and done tests on the electricity. Oh, my gosh. The wiring and everything.
Yeah.
But there's just no explanation.
Is it a room or a part in the hall?
It's a part in the hall.
Okay.
It's actually close to the room that they no longer rent out. That
Gotcha.
I don't remember the number for.
I'm like 90%. No. I'm like 75% sure it's 237. I'm sure Andrew will fact check that as well as soon as he hears us.
He's gonna, like, leave a bunch of mean comments.
Oh my God. He's like
oh
our
my
worst
God.
critic.
Great.
Thanks, Andrew. Love you.
Yeah.
See, I think the Stanley Hotel is way cooler than Winchester.
It
Although
is
Winchester
beautiful.
is way up there and cool,
Yes.
scary houses, but
I wish Winchester had its space, though. I hate how they turned it into, like, a strip mall area.
oh my God, it is so crazy. I'm telling you, when we pulled up, I was expecting, like, the Stanley Hotel, like, a big, long driveway out in the middle of nowhere, like,
Right.
trees or something surrounding it, or mountains. We pull into a mall parking lot, and I'm like, were we going to Winchester today, or did we say shopping? I'm not sure. My aunt's like, no, we're going to Winchester. I'm like, what do you mean? Like, where is it? And they're like, it's right there. And I'm like, looking, and I was like, this is not what I pictured at all. Although I didn't see it driving. I just didn't picture it next to a big, huge, beautiful mall in and out.
Yeah. Like, I don't know why they had to do that. Like, they literally could have left it kind of by itself. And
Yeah,
then
at least build the mall, like, a little bit further down the road.
They totally didn't, though. They just planted it right smack in the middle. It's like, why would you guys do that? Like, that just kind of ruins it and just kind of sucks.
I know.
Like,
it does ruin the appeal, and it's just...
I don't know. It's so weird that piece of history is now just smack in the middle of, like, all the current crap that's
nice
happening.
little tourist trap now.
Yeah.
It's not...
I don't know. It's weird.
No, I get it. Yeah, I totally understand. I do want to go to Lizzie Borden's house. You know what?
Oh, yes.
The B&B is not as expensive as I thought it would be.
We should definitely do that. Although I heard you need to be careful with your jewelry, because I know you wear more than I do.
Yeah.
Because I hear that people lose jewelry a lot there.
I'll just have to wear my rubber wedding ring instead of my normal one. No, I am not blinging. I just have a wedding ring and another
little
ring on my hand.
The only thing I'm thinking of is a couple stories of women or whoever. Yeah, it was a couple girls where, like, they'd have their earrings and then they'd wake up after taking them out and either both would be gone or just the one would be gone. And they'd go in and be like, hey, I lost this, can you look around? And, like, the person who owned it, it's like, yeah, we can look around, but you're not gonna find it. Like, I never find them. If I find it, I'll obviously call you, but, like,
right, but otherwise
I don't know where they go.
Don't wait on it.
Yeah.
Don't hold
and
your
they'll
breath.
lock the bedrooms or, like, make sure the doors don't open and stuff, and all of a sudden it's just, like, gone.
Hey, it's like the sock monster. You got the jewelry monster at the Lizzie Borden house.
That bitch.
That bitch. First, she gets her inheritance, and then she's stealing people's jewelry.
That's literally it.
So I think I was reading you have to be at least 11 years old to sleep there. So I'm thinking of taking Isabel. But I don't want to tell her where we're going. We're just staying at a bed and breakfast because,
Right.
one, I don't... Now that she's old enough, I mean, well, she's 9. It's nice being able to bring her places. She's not... I don't have to carry diaper bags and strollers, and so I want to go. And plus, that area has a lot of other things I'm sure that are fun that I want her to experience. But I do want to spend at least one night there, and I want to not tell her because then she'll freak out, and I won't ever be able to get her into the house. But I'm just nervous. Like, if I don't tell her and she does see something or something does attract to her because she is 9, then I feel guilty.
Right.
But I guess I don't know.
That is like a That's an interesting situation, yeah.
But I want to stay there, and, you know, Angie's going to want to stay there, and how can you not stay there? But I don't want to leave her behind at home because I want her to experience things with us. Not necessarily a haunted house, but just where we are in the area, you know, different things, just experience that state in general.
Well, it's not like you're doing it to make her scared.
Right,
like,
I'm
that'd
not
be totally different if you were doing it to, like,
channel
it's
to
not
scare
like
my
you were
kid.
doing a joke. You're doing it because you just don't want her to be freaked out and to sleep okay. Like,
right, you know, out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah.
Type of thing, I'm hoping.
Honestly, I think it'd be okay. And if she does see something, just gently brush it off and be like, oh, honey, it'll be okay. It's an older house, like, whatever. And the next day, when you guys leave, be like, you know what?
By the way, I was just joking. It was really ghost.
I know,
she
which
hates me for the rest of her life.
But, like, in the long run, that's way better than being like, oh, you just saw Lizzie Borden's, like, walking around with an axe. That's cool. Go back to bed. Like,
oh, you just saw some lady covered in blood with an axe?
Whatever.
No, that never happened here.
Dude, I listened to a crime podcast? There we go.
Okay.
Just about Lizzie Borden, and I heard a really weird fact about it that I didn't know, because I did a lot more digging than I probably would have.
Yeah.
And they said that, like, she was wearing a different dress. She wasn't wearing, like, her normal day dress.
Correct.
When, like, the cops came to the house.
Yes.
Which was weird back then, because they only had, like, 2 dresses. But they didn't search her stuff.
Yes.
Because it was like, unladylike to search women's stuff or whatever. So they never found it, and then apparently she was burning something, like, later that night or the next day.
The handle, because they found the axe part, but not the handle she was trying to burn. That's what it was. I love Lizzie Borden because I am a Liz, and I just love all these stories, so I kind of know a little bits and pieces of stuff.
But I thought that was nuts. I had never heard that little tidbit part where they didn't search her stuff because she was a woman, and it was not ladylike to search women's things.
Plus, I'm sure back in the day, they didn't get a lot of that.
I'm sure.
You know, it wasn't
like, that was probably a huge thing.
Yeah.
Like,
it was a perfect time to murder someone, that's for sure.
Oh, it literally was. Like, back in the days, even in the 90s, it was still a decent time to just take people out. There's so many cold cases and unsolved murders and missing people. Like, I feel so bad for these people that are just missing because when they went missing, we just didn't have good enough stuff to go find them.
I know.
Like,
I know.
Like, they're just gone.
Ugh, poor people.
Poor people.
Poor people. What other place? The Basilica, am I saying that right? Axe Murder House in Iowa.
So.
I can never say it right. But
I usually just say the Axe Murder House.
There. I just like that V word, even though I can't say it. I want to go there. That shouldn't be a far drive, Iowa. Not too bad.
That one my mom told me she wanted me to go to, but she didn't want to take me when I was a kid because she heard that kids were more sensitive to stuff and she was worried.
Oh, yeah, of course.
And I think that one particularly has a couple kid ghosts, and she really didn't want to take me and have me, like, you know, she just was worried about that. Like, and then I grew up and she told me, and I was like, what the hell, Mom? I want to fucking go. Like, you should have just taken me and had me get taken. I don't care.
Yeah, right? Like, come on, Mom. Now she lives so far away and...
She lives in a very old part, though. Like, she lives all the way in
how
London.
is that? Is there anything creepy out there that she knows or close to her?
Hell yeah, dude. It's London.
Yeah.
Like, she's surrounded by ancient stuff.
Yeah.
Like, she's gone to not all the castles, but she's gone to castles, she's gone to the museum, she's gone to haunted places already. Like, and plus it's fucking London. Like, I'm sure there's history around every damn corner. Like,
yeah,
honestly.
for sure.
Like, that place is probably crawling with spirits and old, like, fairy folk and
especially,
things like
those medieval, ghosts with all those people who got tortured. Ugh. Terrible for them, but that guy.
That guy.
I forgot about him.
How could you forget about him?
There's so many things here that I forget that there's an outside world.
I get that. America is very big. Like,
lots of stories, lots of, like, Amityville. I mean, you can't go in there. The people hate that people are always there driving past their house, but I would still drive past it.
And that's not even fair to say, like, drive past their house. Like, what do they expect, though? Like, they know what they bought. That's not even fair for you to be mad.
You know what you went into it when you got that house.
Like, you literally knew that. Did you buy the house just to spite everybody?
Because you didn't know. Like, come on.
Bullshit. And
everyone knows that house.
Don't they have to disclose that in realty, too?
Yes, well, 7 people were murdered in that house. Or 6. Like,
I'm pretty sure they have to tell
you have to tell. Especially, like, there's kids. A lot of kids died. The whole family.
Have they said anything weird happened in that house since they bought it?
I have not seen anything. No one's reported anything. Unless there is happening and they don't want to say anything, so there's not, like, a media frenzy at their house and people bothering them and Zach Baggins knocking on their door
to
get in there.
Hey, Zach Baggins, I hear you got probs.
I hear you got ghosts. Want to fight me?
Want to fight me? You want to eat my ass, ghost?
Punch me, ghosts.
God. Sorry, Zach Baggins.
Sorry, we do love you.
Well, Liz does at least.
I do. I want to watch your show. Don't block me.
Don't block me. Anyway.
Yeah, I mean, unless there's stuff happening and they're not telling anybody. But I can't. No, I haven't heard anything.
That brings up an interesting thing that we could do for a different episode of people possessions and people being haunted. Because if there's nothing happening in the house now, that doesn't mean the house had to have been haunted. It could mean that he was the one that was being haunted and it just took place in the house because he was there.
But the family before him went through the same thing.
Oh, okay.
So that's the thing. What was their names? The DeFeos are the ones that got killed, and then oh my god, why can't I think of the family of the name before? The Luntz. The Luntz. So if you guys don't know, I don't know how to pronounce things. My husband's gonna kill me when he hears this podcast. Lutz. Lutz, I believe. Or I think that might be a chip. Pretty sure I've seen that at Jewel. Google family before the DeFeos. Anyways, the husband got very angry. I believe the woman, I don't think the kids were his kids. They were from her previous marriage or relationship. And,
okay, well, the original owners were from 1924 when John and Catherine Moynihan built their house.
So Ronald DeFeo, the DeFeos were there. Mm-hmm. Before the DeFeo family was it's a 5-bedroom house. Nice.
Yeah, it's a nice big
Lutz.
house.
It is Lutz, the Lutz family.
Well, mine says John and Catherine Mohoyan built their house in 1924.
Oh, well, no. The Lutz weren't the original family, but it was the family before. Oh, no. You know what? No.
Mm-hmm.
I think... God damn it.
Excuse us as we try to frantically look for things.
The Lutz family moved in after the murders, 13 months after the murders, and then they only stayed in the house 28 days. For 28 days, the husband got angry. He tried to kill his family. The family dragged him out. Therefore, the spirits no longer had attachment to him, and they fled and left, and they were fine happily ever after ever since.
Ever since.
Apparently, George Lutz would wake up every time, same time, that the son killed his family.
Ooh.
So when he started killing of his family, that's when George would wake up every single time, allegedly. Then family dragged him out, no longer attached. Everything's fine and happy. Let's see. Lutz family now. I believe this was in the 70s. Eldest son of the Lutz family reveals family terrorized possession. Long Island home reveals he is still haunted. So, child says he is still haunted. This is as of 20. Oh, yes, I remember this man. He did. My Amityville Horror, I remember that. Yes, this show, very good show. He did recall all the things that him and his family went through when they lived there after the murders.
Ooh.
So.
Dang.
Amityville?
Never been there, though.
No, I wish I could go. That would be a nice place to drive past, just to...
It says the owner is David D'Antonio. D'Antonio?
Yeah, I would say it like that.
Sorry, David. People like your house.
It is what it is. You gotta get past. People gotta drive past it, whether
Honestly,
you like it or not.
I don't think I have any more personal hauntings, at least I can recall right now.
I don't either. I think I just that one at Winchester that really rocked me, and the one here at the house.
Yeah.
No, that's it.
I have a creeper story.
What's that mean?
Me and my friend were in
Minecraft?
high school. What? No, not in Minecraft. Get out of here.
Aren't they creepers in Minecraft?
Yes, they are. But oh my god, that's not what I mean. Me and my friend were in high school. We went to Barnes & Noble, and this old man took a photo of us back, like, when you know, your flip phone, like, made the camera sound
or
whatever.
Yeah.
He was acting like he was on a phone call, and we heard it go off, and we were just like, what the fuck? So we left because we were creeped out. Just another normal story about people being fucking creepy. But, you know, there's lots of those stories.
Oh, naturally.
Ugh.
Well, I guess since we have no more personal ghost tales, that is the end of our podcast today. I hope you guys enjoyed Amanda's creepy farmhouse that we will be visiting, and I might have to for sure have the GoPro on, and that might be an actual video type of podcast vlog.
So you guys can see my house.
Yes. We gotta witness. We need the world to know if something happens.
I do have a good weird story about that to end up the podcast with.
Pause on the ending. Amanda's got another story.
Really quick.
Let's go.
Mom and Dad still lived in the house. I was a little girl, and then we woke up one night in the middle of the night because the police were at our front door because they were looking for some man that apparently had been running through backyards. And we had a couple cops in the driveway because we live out in the country, so we are surrounded by cornfields, which we actually own. And apparently there was also a helicopter looking for this man out in the woods behind the house.
In Elgin?
Yeah.
Holy cow.
I was very young, so I only briefly remember waking up to, like, the knocking, and then I quickly fell asleep because I could hear Mom and Dad downstairs, so I was like, whatever. But then I woke up the next day, and I kind of pried them for it, and I could kind of hear what they were talking about anyway, because I was a really big eavesdropper.
Yes.
So that's what I heard, and then I asked them about it, like, a couple years later when I was older, and they were like, oh, yeah, well, this is why. There was also another time where my mom, like, another guy came to the door late at night. I remember this one, too, where I also woke up, and I was like, what the hell is happening? This one was creepier. A guy came up to the front door, and, like, our house is on a hill, and he left his car down on the road, and was like, I have a flat tire, can you please come help me? No. And it was my mom that answered the door, and she was like, no, but I can call the cops for you, and he was like, no, that's okay, and then left.
I think you told me about that. That sounds so familiar.
Yeah, I probably told you about that
I'm pretty sure you did.
I don't like those stories.
Oh.
That's why I don't like living out in the country.
That is creepy. But see, if I were a stranded driver, like, I think I'd be more scared of what's in that house. Like, is it a chainsaw massacre type of scenario I'm about to walk into? Or
yeah. The country is scary. People think it's so idyllic? Whatever? Ideal. They think it's so ideal. And so nice and calm, and it's really eerie.
That's gonna bother me.
Like, that's the problem, though, with it. I know it's gonna bother you. But that's the problem. Like, you get very used to the silence and the animals, but that's where it gets scary, though, because then when you do hear sounds or you do hear people, you're like, what the fuck? Like, I don't have close neighbors. I'm not by the city. I should not be hearing these sounds, so why is it happening? Farms, man, they have their scary shit. Don't trust it when people are like, oh my god, the country life is so easy and so nice. No, country shit is where stuff happens.
Oh yeah, again, people watch scary movies. I can tell you when a scenario I'm about to go into is the beginning of a haunted story movie or is going to be on the news because everyone's dead. I can tell. I'm telling you. I am your host, Liz. This is the Spooky Academy, and with me is Amanda, and we bid you farewell. Stay
Goodbye.
spooky.